and welcome to Griffon Update. I'm Brooke Anderson.
And I'm Tommy Marshall. Griffon Update is our student-produced digital magazine show bringing you news, sports, and information from Missouri Western State University and the surrounding region.
During each program, we will present an in-depth look at the people, places, and events that make Missouri Western and the Northwest region of Missouri a great place to call home.
On today's show, we'll let you know of a shop here in town that's perfect for broke college students, like me and Brooke, that are on a budget.
We'll also learn more about the various museums here in St. Joseph and why they're so special to our community.
And of course, Amari Martin will join us for her sports report.
But first, let's learn more about the haunted hall that Missouri Western's Residence Hall Association provided for students on campus this Halloween season. Reporter Jesse Johnson has the story.
The Residence Hall Association here on campus does many things for our students. They put on events and also work to improve the quality of living for the residents. The most recent event they put on was Haunted Hall. I got a chance to sit down with Austin Edwards, the secretary for RHA and the coordinator for this event.
RHA, we're the Residence Hall Association, and basically we try to make lives better for people who live on campus.
It is important for students to be aware of RHA because the group directly affects them and their on-campus living experience.
We're the group on campus that is for the people that are living in the dorms, and we are here for them. We're student-run. We have advisors that are both RHDs, they're residence hall directors, so they work directly with the residence hall. We provide services, not only entertainment-wise like on a hall, but also for like the different facilities and stuff that exist on campus. Like
RHA's main goal is to improve how the residence halls function and to encourage friendships and community among students. That's why anyone who is interested is welcome to participate in the events such as Haunted Hall. This year, many members and even Missouri Western graduates came back to help.
Okay, so Haunted Hall is the on-campus Haunted Hall, and basically we have all the residents who want to help come in and they help do acting and they construct it themselves. So it's very it's a good team builder, so people can get to know each other, and a lot of people make a lot of friends because a lot of people just like scaring each other. Oh yeah, so they enter through V Hall, and that's where they pay their $1 fee or their non-perishable food item like ramen noodles or like a can of beans, because we'll donate that stuff.
Haunted Hall was a big success this year, and as always, they hope to have next year's be even better. For more information about RHA, you can contact Matt Glover or Austin Edwards or stop by the Commons building. For Griffon Update, I'm Jesse Johnson.
Man, I love a good haunted house.
I think you mean Haunted Hall. For those of you who would like to learn more about RHA, stop by the Commons at 6 p.m. on Mondays to attend their meetings and to get more information. So Tommy, while we're on the subject of Halloween, what's your favorite Halloween movie?
Definitely The Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's a good one. Mine would have to be Halloween Town.
Heck yeah, I dig it. Well, the Student Athlete Advisory Committee got in Halloween spirit this season by showing a scary movie on Spratt Stadium's huge jumbo screen. Reporter Blair Russell has the story.
Friday, October 28th, the Missouri Western Student Athlete Advisory Committee, also known as SAC, hosted their first Halloween event. The event was open to the public and included family trick-or-treating, followed by a Halloween movie displayed on Spratt Stadium's new Jumbotron.
We really wanted to do something to get the community involved, and we knew that the Jumbotron was new at Spratt Stadium, so we thought that'd be cool to incorporate that with the community. So we thought of putting a movie on it, and we thought to get kids really interested, we could do it around Halloween. That's how we came up with the idea for the trick-or-treating and the candy. And we also wanted to do more of a kids movie, so we did the Ghostbusters.
Instead of having an admission fee for the event, SAC members decided to ask the members of the community to bring canned goods as admission.
We wanted to do something where we could give back, where our student athletes could again engage with the community and provide something for the community out of this event. So we decided to have canned goods as admission as opposed to having admission.
SAC was beyond pleased with the turnout for their first Halloween event and plans to host similar events in the future.
If there's a way we can do that again, or something like that, either it could be in Looney, if we could incorporate something after Looney that would bring more people in, that'd be awesome. I think it was a really good start to promoting the sports as well as promoting the Jumbotron and the field and getting more community and families over to Missouri Western's campus. So.
Reporting for Griffon Update, I'm Blair Russell.
Wow, that was one big screen.
Huge.
So Tommy, did you make it down to this year's Southside Fall Festival?
No, but all my friends got to go.
Oh, well that's too bad. The Southside Fall Festival is a great time providing the opportunity for not only hanging out with present friends, but catching up with old ones as well. Reporter Tanner Cobb has the story and can tell us more.
Fall time is one of the better times of the year. Beautiful weather, beautiful trees, and family time. The St. Joseph Southside Fall Festival had all three. Here's a look back at the 2016 edition.
Well, we're actually in the fall now. Normally in September, we're right on the fringe of fall, but not quite there. So, but I think towards the end of the year after Labor Day, everybody's looking for an event to go to, and it's kind of a celebration of the end of the year.
There are so many things that happen at the St. Joseph Southside Fall Festival year in and year out.
There's all kind of craft booths set up. There's events for the kids. There's train rides, camel rides, horse, pony rides. There's a little fire truck over here that's giving rides. So you add that with all the good food, it makes for a great festival.
And we have 108 vendors set up with a lot of festival food, a lot of crafts, homemade crafts, and a lot of children's activities.
And a lot of children activities there was. From inflatables to games, it was a real fun time for children of all ages. There are many reasons to go to the Southside Fall Festival, but there's one reason in particular that brings in a lot of people.
I think it's a lot of schools have their class reunions. They hold it here, and a lot of families have their family reunion here. And it's a chance to get down here and see all your friends because you know they're going to be here.
The St. Joseph Southside Fall Festival was full of people catching up with each other. It was a very fun and great activity for families during this great fall season. This is Tanner Cobb from Griffon Update.
That looked like a great time. I hate that I missed out on it.
Well, there's always next year.
That's true. Well, we're going to take a short break and be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Hey Brooke, do you ever find yourself low on money?
Only all the time, like most college students. Why do you ask?
Well, I'm sure it must make it hard to stay in style, right?
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying. It'd be nice to find a place where I can find some sweet button-ups without going broke. But, lucky for us, there's a new store in St. Joseph where we can stay in style and save money. Reporter Jesse Edson has the scoop.
Staying in style as a college student can be hard. Between tuition, books, and coffee, there's not much money left to buy new clothes. Uptown Cheapskate offers a solution for students facing this dilemma. The secondhand store opened in June and has been providing affordable clothing ever since. Whether it be business, casual, or athletic, Uptown has something for everyone, according to owner Brittany West.
We have a very wide demographic, so we have the business casual, we have the teens, we have a big variety of brands. So we try not to limit it on certain brands, and we kind of have a wider demographic as far as who shops here and who sells here.
For shoppers like Austin Miller, Uptown is a place to find the latest styles.
Yeah, I look around and it seems like there's always something like new here that I'm like, ooh, and so like if you see something you want to grab it because it'll literally be gone the next time you're here.
Uptown not only offers prices that are 50 to 70% off regular retail, they also purchase clothes people bring in.
No, we buy every single day. We buy on a first come first served basis and then on a daily budget. So once we take in a certain number of items each day, we cut them off. We start every day at 10 o'clock, so you can bring your stuff in and sell it for sure.
This trendy secondhand store is a great place for students on a budget to go to.
But if you want some new clothes, it's definitely the place to come and grab some stuff, especially to get like brands. Like I just saw some Uggs on the shelf for men's for like $30, and like in store those are like $89. So like I was like, yeah. So just stuff like that, especially if you're on a budget, I would definitely come and check this place out.
And those who follow the store on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram can save even more.
Yeah, definitely. We try and do cool stuff, especially on the weekends. We'll do cool posts about sales and stuff, special promotions for our Facebook followers, just to kind of make it more personable and get them in here.
So if you're looking to stay in style and out of debt, consider visiting Uptown Cheapskate. For Griffon Update, this is Jessica Edson.
I'm definitely going to have to check that place out. I need to buy a new coat before winter hits.
I need to get my hands on some new Vans.
Oh, I bet. So Tommy, who's your favorite president?
That's an easy one. James K. Polk, 11th President of the United States. He oversaw the annexation of Texas and the issuing of America's first stamp. Great president with a great name.
Funny you should mention greatness, Tommy, because Missouri Western just recently had a forum on presidential greatness. Reporter Austin Bauer has the story.
What makes some presidents great? To answer that question, Missouri Western held a forum and provided a range of views on presidential greatness. Political scientist Dr. Ed Taylor explains.
The purpose of the forum is to provide an interdisciplinary perspective on the question of what makes a president great or what is greatness. And the idea is that we want to get different perspectives to bring to students to help students kind of think about this question in the context of the presidential election.
Taylor argued that it was the institution of the presidency and moments in political time that led to greatness.
That institution transcend the individual who occupies it.
Skowronek argues what makes presidents great is not personality or characteristics or narratives or discourse. It's about unique moments in time when presidents can reshape and retool the institution to effect change.
Historian Dr. Orion Teal placed greatness in a historical context as a responsiveness to grassroots movements.
Are shaped by issues that are bubbling up from the grassroots, and that determines in many ways the commitments that they have, the way that they connect with the people.
Another historian, Dr. Dominic DeBrinket, argued greatness was all about personality.
Personality matters. And it matters in three areas. It matters in the ways in which they apply policy. It matters in the ways that they appease the people. And it matters in the way that their legacies are framed. Right? My grandmother taught me as a young boy that Kennedy was a great president. And when 8-year-old Dom asked why, she was very clear. He was handsome, he was charming, and he was Catholic. And that was his legacy to her.
Kovacs argued that narratives surrounding the presidents determined their greatness.
Privileged discourse makers whose job it is to try and influence what this narrative can be.
Looking forward, both political scientists said that none of this year's presidential hopefuls can achieve greatness.
In the current presidential election cycle, there is no option for greatness, not because of the persons running necessarily, but because over the course of the campaign, there have been behaviors, physical and discursive behaviors that have occurred that have made it impossible for greatness.
The answer to that question is no. If Skowronek is right, we're at the end of political time, which means we no longer have ideological consensus, which means that presidents are unable to use the institution in any meaningful way to affect massive changes upon society.
Overall, the forum participants said the forum went well.
I think that this was a really great panel, and I enjoyed being a part of it. It was nice to have the different perspectives and then have a chance to talk with each other about it.
I'm really delighted that we had this forum, and I am hoping that we can continue the conversation that we started here tonight so that the campus becomes more of a conversational space about these issues.
This is Austin Bauer reporting, Griffon Update.
Hey, that was really interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely something to consider when thinking about the presidency. Just a reminder, you can help pick the next president on Election Day, this November 8th. Polls will open at 6 a.m. and go until 7 p.m.
Hey, Brooke, do you know how many museums we have in St. Joe?
We have quite a few. I actually toured some in the museums that St. Joe has to offer, and it gave me a pretty good idea as to why these museums are so special to our community. The St. Joseph Museums offer several exhibits that allow the community to explore the city's rich past.
What our museum does is we preserve the past here in the present so that we can have a bright future. We really feel like it's important for our organization to connect with our community, to be relevant to our community, and share our history.
It's important to the museum that these exhibits tell a story and that the viewers are able to relate to it in one way or another.
Maybe it's a story about an explorer who liked to travel, and maybe they see that they would love to travel someday and have those same experiences. Or maybe they see themselves as a person who likes to study and learn new things, and so they learn about a person who was a great scholar.
The St. Joseph Museums house 5 different museums, one of which is a Native American exhibit where you can explore several artifacts from Native Americans that came from the Midwest and all across the nation.
Look at the pieces that we have on display, the items that were made and used by Native Americans in Northwest or in the United States, period, in North America. There's an artistry to it, there's a functionality to it. Just appreciate it, and then think about the culture that made it then, the struggles that culture has endured through its history here in North America.
After exploring the Native American artifacts, you can then make your way to the Doll Museum where you may be able to spot some of your favorite childhood toys.
A lot of people love dolls, collect them, whether they're the 19th century dolls or the Wizard of Oz dolls or something along those lines. Other people consider dolls to be a little creepy. So we hopefully that if those that think that some dolls are creepy, that they kind of come away that they're not quite so creepy, you know, that they can be fun, and different cultures treat dolls in different ways, and hopefully they'll take a little bit away from that.
As you continue on your tour, you will now find yourself in the Black History Archives.
It's a display of the history of the African American community in St. Joseph, which is an often overlooked part of St. Joseph history and Northwest Missouri history. So that they actually do learn quite a bit about that.
One of St. Joseph Museum's biggest exhibits is the Glore Psychiatric Museum, which used to be St. Joseph State Lunatic Asylum.
Look at it as to how little we knew about the brain and mental illness 140 years ago. 142 years ago when the hospital opened, how much knowledge we've gained in that 142 years, and how much more we still have to learn.
Each of the exhibits at the St. Joseph Museums allow you to dive deep into the history of St. Joseph, but that's not all the museums have to offer.
We have lots of great opportunities for college students. We do a number of interns every year, and so for students who are looking for hands-on learning opportunities that are going to take what they're learning in the classroom and they're going to be able to apply that.
For one Missouri Western alumni, the internship turned out better than she could have expected.
Really good experience. I got to learn a lot, and then the St. Joseph Museums ended up hiring me on at the end of my internship, so I get to continue doing that kind of thing, and that's been really good.
It's important for people who come and explore the museums to walk away with more than just a history lesson.
Hopefully when people come and visit our museums, they both find themselves, see a reflection of themselves within our exhibits, but they also have some transformative experiences.
To learn more about the St. Joseph Museums or to plan your visit their website at stjosephmuseums.org. Reporting for Griffon Update, I'm Brooke Anderson.
I should really check those out sometime.
For sure. If you'd like more information on the museums in St. Joe, or if you'd like to plan a visit, check out stjosephmuseums.org or look them up on Facebook.
Hey Mari, what's been going on in MoWo Sports?
Hey Brooke and Tommy, after this quick break, I'll catch us up on what's recently been happening in Griffon soccer and volleyball on today's Sports Report.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome back to Griffon Update Sports. I'm your host, Samari Martin. Basketball season is finally here. The Griffins women's team was recently selected 5th in the MIAA preseason polls. The Griffins are defending MIAA season champions, setting a record with 20 conference wins in one season. The Griffins will host the Drury and Tip-Off tournament in their home opener. In men's basketball, Coach Brett Weiberg and his team were selected 12th in the preseason polls. After coming off a 12-18 overall record, the Griffins finished 11th in the standings last season. The Griffins open up their season against Texas Tech in their first matchup and will host the Hilliard Tip-Off Classic in their first home opener. In other sports news, Griffin football played their final matches of the season to Emporia State and rival Northwest Missouri State. I went up to Maryville and had a rival debate with Bearcat sports reporter Tim Hanna.
All right, welcome to this edition of Bearcat Update and Griffin Update. I'm the host of Bearcat Update, Tim Hanna. Beside me, Mari Martin, the host of Griffin Update. Pleasure to have you on today.
I'm so excited to be here. How are you?
It's good. It's beautiful weather. It's going to be a great game. Hopefully, the Griffins, 4-6 coming to this one, taking on the 10-0 Bearcats. I know, no shade meant by the records, but unfortunately, the season has not gone as you guys expected.
Well, congratulations on an outstanding season. You guys have had a phenomenal play. Quarterback Zimmerman, he's had an awesome season so far. But one thing I must say, the Bearcats, you have a great defense, but I don't think you guys have faced an offense that is explosive and can run the ball like the Griffins. But let me tell you why the reason I say that.
Okay.
Sophomore running back, Josh Caldwell.
He's good. He's really good. I mean, there's a reason you guys average 200 yards a game and are the best run game in the MIAA. But the Bearcats also best run defense in the MIAA. They only give up 74 yards a game. And there was one outlying game where we gave up like 150. That's why that's so high. It should be below 50. If you do not remember, though, national championship last year, I think we held them to negative yardage running. So, you know, we could see that again. I'd like to see that again today.
Well, you know what? I think this game is going to be a fast-paced game. Missouri Western is ranked number 3 in total offense. Bearcats number 1 in total offense. So this is going to be a pretty intense game today.
I think there's going to be a lot of passing, too. I know your running game's so good. That's something you guys need because our secondary isn't totally down pat as they were last year. Not as strong. We lost a few guys. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes, especially with your backup quarterback in. As you said, you're starting with an injury. So it's going to be an exciting game. So
Corey Bertini has actually shut up pretty good so far. I mean, with Skylar's injury, he has to step up, you know, and that's what I think this team is doing. And along with our defense, Darian Bass, Dante Watkins, Jonathan Owens, Cody Lindsay, our offense is, our defense is going to show a big impact today.
It's going to be a good game. I think our offense will keep scoring. Smallest margin of victory for the Bearcats, 21. My prediction is we win by 28.
Okay, my prediction is completely different. I have the Griffins winning 38-31.
38-31 by 7.
Hey.
I think the spread is like 31 right now. Okay, so
it's going to be a high-scoring game.
It will be. And for those who don't know, we have a little bet going on. We threw it up on Twitter. If the Bearcats win, you will be sporting a Bearcat t-shirt.
Do y'all think I'll look good in green? You think I'll look good in green?
I'll get the shirt for you.
But I think you'll look good in black and gold, though.
This is the shirt.
I think he'll look good in that.
If they win, I wear this, but they're not going to win, so.
What? You should have held it like the mannequin challenge.
Oh, just. All right, let's go to the highlights now and check this one out. Let's see how it turns out.
For more information on Griffin Athletics, check out gogriffins.com.
Thanks, Amari. Well, that brings us to the end of our show. You can watch our show on MWSU TV Channel 12.
You can also catch us on the Griffin Update Vimeo and YouTube channels and Missouri Western Griffin Media homepage.
For all of us here at Griffin Update, thank you for watching.